She was struggling, bro.
She's an idiot. She's a straight up idiot. Like, she should not be a cop. She should certainly not be a supervisor.
Can I ask what you're doing?
I'm recording the building.
Why?
Because I want to.
For what purpose? Can I get a supervisor to the front door, please?
Hey, ma'am, you know this is a public building?
Exactly. That's why I'm recording it.
It's also a court facility,
Yep.
which there is a judicial law or judicial order that says that you cannot tape this building.
Can I see that order?
Yes, come on in. We're going to check your IDs too.
Oh, no, I'm not going in.
Oh, yeah, no. We're going to run you too.
No, that's all
We're going to
right.
get your name. We're going to do a report and everything. So come on in. All right?
No.
No, yeah, you're going to come in now.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
Because right now you are doing something suspicious.
That's not a reason to detain anybody.
Well, it is for dinner. Come on.
It's really not.
Let's go
So
inside
I'm just going
now.
to stay here and continue recording.
Okay. You're going to come in and we're going to find out who you are and what you're doing here.
No, you're not.
Okay. All right, who's got cuffs? She does not want to go agreeably. Okay.
I'm being detained for just taking pictures of the building.
Yes, ma'am. You're doing something suspicious, and we need to know who you are and why you're doing it. Okay?
Are you familiar with the First Amendment?
Yes. I am.
Really?
Put
Let's
your hands
go in.
behind your back.
Come on.
Wow.
I tried to do this nicely. You are aware of Homeland Security, right?
Are you familiar with the 2010 DHS memo that allows me to film?
If you've got a reason for being here filming, then we need to know what it is.
No, you don't. It's none of your business.
Hey, B.
What's up, G?
2019, Cook County.
Chicago.
Yep. This female sergeant gets requested to assist on a call where a white female adult was recording outside of the courthouse.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
This is her disposition. All right. So.
Deposition?
Yep. What did I say?
Disposition.
English is not my first language, bro.
It's not. Well, just like in the alien one.
Habla español. All right,
You
listen.
have to have legally. Do you know?
I do not know the law legally.
Okay. Did you have any reasonable suspicion that she was committing a crime?
We had reasonable suspicion to
Mm.
ask her what she was doing and why she was doing it, just to get who she was and why.
You and I agree on that. That you
She
had the
doesn't
right
sound
to
too
ask her what you
confident
wanted
about
to
her
ask her.
answers, does she?
Did you have the right to put her in handcuffs?
She sounds like
For
she
the
doesn't know what
security
she's
of
doing.
the officers, yes.
Okay. What made her a threat?
Her refusing to give any information that was requested of her.
Was she legally obligated to give that information?
When an officer has asked her for security purposes to give her identity up, yes, we do have the right to ask for an identity of somebody for our safety.
Have you ever heard of something called a Terry search or a Terry frisk?
I have.
Okay, what is that?
I'm not going to say exactly. I don't know the law.
Okay.
Pause it for a second, see?
That was perfect.
Terry stop's the first thing you learn, right?
According to her, she doesn't know it. She doesn't know anything. I don't know what is she? How are you a sergeant? And you don't know what a Terry stop is. You don't know what reasonable suspicion is. I'm gonna guarantee you she doesn't know what probable cause is.
Yeah.
So how did she even make a sergeant? America, I don't know.
Well, the thing is that she had reasonable suspicion. No, she didn't.
No,
right?
you don't. She didn't have anything.
It was just a suspicious activity that that she was going to. That's what.
So someone taking pictures outside is
Right.
suspicious.
Yep.
Isn't suspicious activity subjective?
It is.
You could say, well, you're wearing a black shirt with a Raiders hat, so you look suspicious to
Yeah.
me. You could say that about anything in the
Yeah.
world. It could
Yeah.
be suspicious.
Yeah.
Somebody outside taking pictures of the courthouse, it's not suspicious.
Well,
It's normal.
how many times did we get dispatched to a suspicious situation? We find out it's not suspicious. It's
all the time.
absolutely
All
normal,
the time.
right?
All the time.
But people, well, now that they have that see something, say something thing,
yeah, see something, say something.
right?
Yeah.
And it's okay because it
No, it's
prevents
fine. No,
crime, but
it's a good
it
thing.
generates a lot of calls that don't need to be calls.
It generates a lot of calls for service that are BS.
Yeah.
So
Roll it.
Well, let me just ask you this. A police officer is allowed to go over to anybody they want, demand to see ID, and if they refuse, they get to arrest them? Is that your testimony? Or detain them?
say no.
Can you say it one more time? I'm sorry.
Sure. Police officer goes over to somebody on the street. Let's call the person Mr. Plaintiff.
Okay.
Police officer goes to Mr. Plaintiff and says, hey, let me see your ID. And Mr. Plaintiff says, no. Is the officer now allowed to put Mr. Plaintiff in handcuffs and detain him?
I object. It's a hypothetical. It calls for speculation.
Yeah.
You can answer.
Okay. I do believe yes, for officer safety.
Wow. Wow.
For officer safety, she says that a lot.
Of the person's outer garments for their safety.
Doesn't there have to be reasonable suspicion that the person committed a criminal offense or violated a law?
Because I don't know the law exactly.
You don't know when
Wow.
an officer is allowed to detain somebody?
We can.
I think I'm going to Cook County and test as a sergeant, bro.
I don't think. I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, sorry, finish.
Okay.
Yeah, please finish.
To gather information.
She locked up, bro.
Book him down.
So she was struggling, bro.
She's an idiot. She's a straight up idiot. Like, she should not be a cop. She should certainly not be a supervisor. That is a disgrace to Cook County.
How many times,
And
just
you-
by using a normal conversation and being cordial to the person, you can get all the information you want.
It's amazing what you get when you come at them with kindness and
absolutely,
respect.
absolutely,
Right?
Yep.
So,
and explain what you're doing.
absolutely.
Right?
It's very simple. It's very simple.
I don't know.
And what you asked before is you're going to go test for sergeant. From what I researched from this, they were appointed.
Oh, wow.
And that's the problem.
So, okay.
That's half of the problem, America, with appointing people. It happens in our government. It happens at Metro. It happens in every police department in the world. People get appointed, and that can go bad sometimes.
So in
Sometimes you
reality-
appoint somebody that doesn't deserve the title. They haven't earned it. They don't know the job. So clearly here we have a perfect example. She was appointed sergeant. She's been a sergeant for 10 years, and she doesn't even know anything about police work.
Yeah.
So then we go to the question, who appointed her?
Yeah.
Who thought that the person that thought this lady would be a good sergeant, a good leader?
You would think they'd have to take some type of a test to see if their knowledge is on
Apparently in
point.
Chicago, you just have to have a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And that's it. And say you want to be a cop. I want to be a supervisor. And they'll let you.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. All right, let's see what else she says.
What's your rank?
Sergeant.
How long have you been a sergeant?
I have been a sergeant 10 years. It will just be coming up on
How long?
10 years.
9.5.
She doesn't know a thing.
How long have you been working for the Cook County Sheriff's Office as a law enforcement officer of some sort in any capacity?
19 years and 10 months.
What are the Miranda
Come on,
rights?
bro. Come on, bro.
Miranda rights. I would have to read them to you from a pre-written.
Okay.
Say what?
Dude, you watch TV.
What? Yeah, they
Watch
say,
TV,
Watch
they-
any cops or
everybody's reading the Miranda
I
rights.
don't watch a lot of police shows, but any police show, everybody knows the Miranda rights, man.
No, she didn't. But I understand, because when you get called to court, it's better if you say I read it off a printed card.
Of
So that
course.
way there's no
And that-
question.
Right, and that's
getting it
what
right.
they teach us in the academy. Basically, to read it from the card every time, because this way, when you do go to court, the lawyers are trying to trip you up. But if you say, "I read it from the card," okay, and then they'll give you a card, and you just read it. Obviously, you can't mess it up. When you go from memory,
There's
if
a
you
possibility.
miss a word here or there, they'll get you.
Yeah.
But most of us, we've had it memorized our whole life. You say it all the time.
Thousands of times, but
Yeah,
it's different for juveniles.
It is different for juveniles.
Okay.
And most people think the Miranda warning is. I always thought it was a girl. I don't know why. I just thought it was a girl.
Because of the name Miranda.
Miranda. I just assumed it was a girl that this case is from, but it's actually from a guy.
You know what's funny is my brother married a girl named Miranda, and I could never remember her name. but I would connect it with Miranda rights.
Yeah, just because Miranda, I was like, all right, it was a cops versus a woman.
Yeah.
It's not. It was actually a guy, but
Guy's name Miranda?
his last name was Miranda.
Oh,
Because, in cases, they use the last names.
okay.
And that's where your Miranda rights came from. This gentleman had his rights violated a long time ago, and he changed the rules.
He did.
All right. What
Thank
else?
you,
Let's
thank you,
see.
Mr. Miranda.
My question.
Yes.
What was my question?
Your question was, I can't give it to you exactly. I'm not.
I'll tell you what the question was.
Okay.
I asked you if you get to detain anybody who refuses to identify themselves to you and threaten them that you will bring them to bond court in handcuffs if they don't identify themselves.
Say no.
So the question
You don't.
is,
Do you get to do that to anybody that you want as an officer of the law?
Can you just walk up to people and take people in custody? Is what he's asking
That's
you.
exactly what he's saying. Ooh, trigonometry. Trigonometry? Trigonometry.
Trigonometry.
That'll be edited out.
I'm not understanding the question. Are you asking if I
One of my favorites is when you said
anybody that I
the guy got abducted.
them? So that would be no.
I mean, kidnapped.
Are you allowed to stop anybody you want, ask them for ID, and if they refuse to give it to you, detain them and bring them to a judge where they'll have bond court and may or may not
That's
go
actually
home tonight?
geometry.
Do you get to do that to anybody that you want?
Who is acting unusual and suspicious?
Let's
We
start
have
with
the right.
Let's start with my question. Anybody. Do you get to do that to just anybody you want? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Wow. Well,
Gosh.
I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
with no.
Anybody who's been a cop for a day,
damn.
you get to just go over to
this is the first stuff you learn. This is the first stuff you learn.
and if they don't give it to you, you can detain them.
Not just anybody. No.
Okay, thank you. So we're on the same page now.
Did you think she's sweating?
This is hard to watch. Like this is concerning.
She literally doesn't know.
We've been kind of sheltered, in Vegas for our whole lives, or for our whole careers, and we're used to working with stellar officers. That you will not find one cop in Las Vegas that will act like this. Every cop, because in the academy, the first things you learn is reasonable suspicion, probable cause, Terry stops, person stops, vehicle stops, Graham versus Connor, Tennessee versus Garner. You learn all that stuff.
Everything that you need.
You have to know the case law to back it up.
A 1-year officer on the street.
Yep.
When you come out of the academy, you should already know that stuff.
Absolutely. You need to know when you walk up to somebody what their rights are and how far you can push it.
Yeah.
Because if you push it too far,
then you get in trouble.
This woman did, and somebody else. So that's when lawsuits come into play.
Yeah, for sure.
As they should.
And they should be. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
They should.
100%. Yeah. No, you violate someone's rights as an officer, you should pay them. Yeah, because that's not fair. That's why we have our Constitution.
Let me preface this by saying, how many depositions have you been to?
Depositions I've probably been to in my whole career, probably like 3 or 4.
Did you prepare for them?
Oh yeah,
they didn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You meet with the lawyers for hours and hours, and you go through everything, and you watch all the video, and you are dialed in. And that's the whole point of the lawyer to meeting you for your depositions, to prepare you.
He's twisting her all the way around, dude. She's like a pretzel. Right now.
Yeah, this is highly embarrassing for Cook County, Chicago. This is ridiculous. She should not be. If she, I bet you she still has her job.
She's appointed, so probably.
Yeah, I bet you she didn't even get fired.
Well, I'm willing to bet that girl got paid though.
Do something to
I'll tell you about that.
That right as an officer of the law, right?
Correct.
For example, if somebody acts in a way.
Acts like ACTS. Acts.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Acts in a way
Okay.
that establishes reasonable suspicion that they're engaged in illegal activity. You get to do a brief detainment, right?
Correct.
And if there's probable cause that they're involved in criminal activity, then you get to arrest them, right?
Correct.
Okay. Was there any reasonable suspicion that Ms.
you got that
Bergquist was engaged in any
Well, he was giving her the answers,
illegal
right?
activity?
Yeah, he was. He was feeding her.
She was engaging in suspicious activity?
I didn't ask
No,
you
she
about
wasn't.
suspicious.
Taking pictures is not suspicious.
No.
What did I ask you?
If
that was the case, tourists would be illegal.
I asked you if there was any reasonable suspicion.
God bless you.
I asked you if there was any reasonable suspicion that she was engaged in any illegal activity.
By the
thinking
time I
real
got
hard.
there, I'm not sure what she was doing.
I'm asking you what your knowledge is. Based on what you know. Based on
Yeah,
what you
not what everybody else knows. What you know.
Based on
There's
what
a problem
I
here.
know I was doing as I was directed by my lieutenant. I
Okay.
walked
That's the
there
problem right
after the
there.
fact.
There you
So
go.
on what she was doing.
Blame.
At the beginning, I am not aware
Yep.
of what
Blame.
she was doing at the beginning.
Yep.
I want to make sure that when
Push
we
it on the
trial,
lieutenant.
your
Pass the buck.
testimony is still going to be, you don't know anything. You are only doing what your lieutenant told you to do. Is that going to be your testimony?
That's a pretty crappy
I know that
testimony.
she
It
was
is.
videotaping
Who cares? Who cares?
what she was videotaping outside of
So you go down the Grand Canyon, if you videotape,
the building.
Yeah.
you go to jail, I guess.
Going to jail.
Because that's suspicious. Everybody here in Vegas walking up and down the strip with their video cameras, which is with thousands,
So
all suspicious.
yeah.
You know, people like to take pictures.
The problem is that she's doing what her lieutenant told her to do.
That's why you need to know the rules
Right.
and the laws. So this way, because if an officer or your superior gives you an order,
Touch her.
do you have to follow it?
No.
If it's illegal, immoral, you don't have to follow
Yeah.
it. So you can just advise. I've done it a few times where I'm like, sir,
Crossing the line here a little
yep,
bit.
let's stop and think about this. And no, we don't. So
And if you have a good sergeant, he'll go, you're right, Brian.
absolutely. Absolutely.
If
A
you
lot
have
of good
if you have a
sergeants.
moron sergeant, he's going to say, nope, we're doing it anyway.
Yep. And I've had that happen
Yep.
to me.
Yep.
I've had sergeants show up and say, book this guy. And I'm like, I don't even know what he did. I just got here, literally. Write down this, and this. That you saw it. That I saw it.
No.
No. Yeah. So now you want me to lie on a legal document. And you get this, and I, again, we don't say names, but the sergeant got mad at me because when I booked this guy
Per
in,
sergeant.
per Sergeant so-and-so, he observed. So when he read
Yep.
my report at the end of the night, he was pissed
Yeah.
because he was like, why'd you put my name in here? Because
you know
I
what?
didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I didn't witness a single thing. And you want me to lie and put that on there? No.
Yep.
I put his name on it.
Yep.
And he was pissed.
Yep.
He had to go to court. But guess what? It's not my problem. And as a supervisor, you shouldn't be asking people to do that for you.
That's right. If you have a supervisor like that, find another one.
You catch it, you clean it. Hated the sergeants that drove around.
Yeah.
Just, they played super cop.
Yeah.
I need a unit. I need a unit. I need a unit.
Yeah.
Dude, if you want to be super cop, book them yourself.
And the problem is you have so many rookie cops.
They'll just do it.
They'll just do it.
Yeah, they'll just do it.
Mm.
I remember telling my sergeant one time, can I find my own stuff tonight? Or am I want me to just follow you around all night and be your bitch boy and just your jail boy and run people down jail for you? You want to be super cop tonight? Can I go to work?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, supervisor should supervise.
Supervise. Yeah.
Yep.
You want to be super cop?
Touch
Don't
her
promote.
camera or SD card.
No, not as far as I remember.
Did you ever delete any footage from her camera?
No,
Do you or did you have any reasonable suspicion that she was engaged in illegal activity? Not suspicious. I don't care about
You know what? Let's,
You took the words right out of her mouth.
yeah.
asking you about illegal.
Let's move on to the next guy. This
Or do you?
is like beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
This chick,
Start the question over.
this female officer doesn't know anything.
Was
She's an
there
idiot.
ever
I'm sorry.
any
She's an
reasonable
idiot.
Suspicion that she was engaged in illegal activity.
Let this finish out. Well,
I would be unaware of any illegal activity.
there you go.
Yet she
Then
was
why'd you
detained
stop?
anyway, right?
Correct.
Was she arrested?
She was not.
Listen,
I bet you she doesn't know the difference between detainment and arrest.
she doesn't. But when you're in handcuffed, you're taken downstairs, your property is searched, and you're brought before
A judge, and you're fingerprinted.
and you're
That's arrest.
You're
You
not.
are
No,
arrested.
not according to her.
Well, she's an idiot. That is 100%. You are under arrest.
You're
When they
not-
move
you're
you,
not
cuff
free to
you,
go.
you are not free to
You
leave.
can
You
probably
are under
charge her for
arrest.
kidnapping.
Yeah, that you are under arrest. If you're not under arrest, you're free to leave. And you can ask the cops that.
Yeah.
Am I under arrest? No, not
No,
at this time.
but-
Am I free to leave? No, you're being detained. Detain and arrest is very different.
Yeah.
These officers don't know the difference.
No, they don't. They go by. They can't even give you the definition. Right.
Yeah.
But the problem is as well is that they are under the influence that if it's suspicious, it's a crime.
Anything can be suspicious, though. Suspicious activity is so
And
subjective.
Officer safety was their fallback.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Officer safety. What the lady was like a 50, 60-year-old lady taking pictures. So for your safety, so that tells me I'm a bitch in this uniform. I'm a wussy, and I can't handle you, so I'm going to put you in cuffs.
She did go on to say
that you don't say that for officer safety. You handle your business.
She did go on to say that we don't know if she was recording people that were coming out from a domestic situation.
You could always say that.
But still, it's not illegal to record outside of the courthouse.
It's a courthouse. Everybody coming out of there is coming from a court case.
Even if the windows on the courthouse were completely glass, you can still record it.
Yeah,
because if it's glass, you have no expectation of privacy.
When you're out in the world on public property, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can record.
All right.
So, all right, let's get to, what about the chick, the guy?
Oh, you want to do it all in one run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I was detaining her until further information was gathered.
Did you hear my question?
Yes. What was the difference?
What's the answer?
The difference is we were detaining while we were gathering information and not arresting to place new charges on her.
Did you understand
New charges.
the question I asked you?
Right. Detaining
She
is to
didn't.
hold to gather information, and arrest is to place new charges upon somebody.
Gotcha. So unless you put charges on somebody, they're not arrested?
New charges. What was the original charge?
Listen.
In a public place, bring them into a sheriff's office, bring them in front of a judge, take their property, and search through their purse.
Giving them an ID number.
That's a detainment, not an arrest. Right?
Yes.
Go ahead and end it there, Steve.
Wow. So I'm going to cuff you, take you to a whole different facility, take you downstairs, go through your property, book you in, make you see a judge and fingerprint you, and that's not an arrest.
No.
What? Then that's kidnapping. They basically kidnapped her.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
So the deposition. So this is another appointed
Yep, he got appointed.
officer,
Lieutenant.
Cook County.
Yep.
He's lieutenant. This is his.
What's his name?
What's that word?
Deposition.
Deposition.
Deposition. Yep.
Do you recognize the young lady seated to my right?
Yes,
And who is she?
Amanda Burquest,
And when did you come to know her?
March of last year.
And how did you come to know her?
We observed her outside. We stopped her and detained her
Why'd you detain her?
for suspicious activity.
What crime did you suspect her of committing?
We suspected her of violating the judicial order, videotaping in and around the building.
What's the difference between arrest and detain?
Judicial order?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Wow. Good answer, sir. That's such a good answer.
Detain and arrest. Your testimony here today
For a lieutenant.
is that you detained her but did not arrest her.
He's a genius, huh?
Is there any training required to become a lieutenant in Cook County?
Should be a ton.
Look at him. He's baffled by that question.
Hi, we're on Earth. Are you here?
Yeah. No shit.
Where are you, dude?
Lieutenant. Well, actually, let me strike that question and ask you this one.
Yeah. Just,
As a lieutenant, you are a supervisor to other people, right?
Yes.
Okay, because you work in the Cook County Sheriff's Office, right?
Yes.
And that's a paramilitary organization, is it
Yes.
not? Okay, so there's a rank, right?
Yes.
And there's a chain of command.
Yes.
And lieutenants are pretty high up on that chain of command, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how many people at any point would you say you have control over in that chain of command?
Just this facility.
Let's say just this facility, sure.
55.
Okay, so 55 people answer to you. What would you do if one of those people said to you, what's the difference between arrest and detain? What would your answer be?
We'd call legal.
Mr. Gorman, seated to your left?
Yeah.
No. Sheriff has their own legal.
Oh,
You don't even know the difference.
helps them
They
understand.
would have to refer to an attorney.
Between arrest and detain.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Is there a lawful basis to handcuff her?
Yes.
Okay, and what was that lawful basis?
Officer safety.
Gotcha.
Again.
Okay, now in order
He's scared of a 60-year-old
But
lady.
the thing is, though, that might be their
reasonable suspicion
procedures.
that the person's
Well, the
committed.
procedures are stupid.
Well, they are.
Yes.
If we say officer safety, you can handcuff anybody you want at any time in the world for any reason.
Yeah.
Just because you're scared. That's not acceptable.
Detained her.
We believe she was violating a judicial order for the building.
The judicial order which said you're not allowed to take pictures in a building
Yes.
because you thought it said in and around the building.
Yes.
But in reality, taking pictures outside the building is not included in that judicial order, is it?
Found out that later.
I bet he did.
That's why he's sitting where he's sitting.
Would it have been lawful for you to delete her pictures?
I don't know.
What do you think?
No.
Are you allowed to go over to people's pictures and delete them
No.
without a court order?
No.
That would be a violation of which amendment? Do you know?
No.
Which amendment is it that prevents you from seizing people's property without a lawful basis?
Fourth Amendment.
Exactly.
He got one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know or not if you'd be violating the Fourth Amendment by deleting her pictures without a court
proud
order
of him.
for a lawful basis?
No.
Let me ask you this. Is it a crime to put somebody in handcuffs without a lawful basis to do so?
I don't understand the question.
Is it a crime for somebody to put somebody else in handcuffs without a legal basis to do so?
For officer safety.
Somebody. Are you referring to officers?
Anybody. Does it matter?
Yes.
Okay, what's the difference? Explain your answer. Tell me for an officer and tell me for a non-officer.
Okay. For an officer, if we're detaining somebody, we're going to cuff them for officer security. That's procedure and policy and training.
See, I told you, procedure.
Procedure policy.
Detainment. You're saying it's not a crime to do so because they're an officer.
You asking me for this situation?
Let me ask you this. If an officer detains somebody because the person's a woman, is that legal or illegal to do that?
I'm gonna again check. Calls for speculation.
I would hope he knows the answer to this.
He doesn't.
Your answer is detaining them because they're a woman?
Yeah, that's the reason.
No.
Okay. How about because the person's a man?
No.
How about because the person's white?
No.
Very good. How about because the person's black?
No.
We agree. Okay, so let me ask you this. If you see a non-officer put somebody in handcuffs and he says out loud that he's putting the person in handcuffs because she's a woman, would you arrest that person for unlawful imprisonment? Or for some other crime? Assault, perhaps?
It's possible.
Okay. Tell me why you would not. You said it's possible. I'm assuming that means you might not. Tell me why you would not arrest that person.
It would depend on the facts behind it.
Gotcha, okay. All right, now let's say that person is an officer. So the person is an officer and says, this person is taking pictures and I subjectively feel it's suspicious because the person taking pictures is a woman, therefore I am going to put her in handcuffs. Would you arrest that officer for putting her in handcuffs?
No.
Why not? Not even a maybe? Just a no?
No.
In any circumstance, would you arrest an officer for unlawfully putting handcuffs on somebody?
No.
Pause that, Steve. for a
He doesn't
second.
even get it. He's saying unlawful.
Mhm.
And he doesn't even get that.
Yeah.
This dude's fucking lost.
But do you see where the sergeant gets it from, though?
Yeah. Well,
it-
look at their leader.
It can trickle down.
It's like fucking Captain Crunch.
Their policies and procedures are locked into officer safety and suspicious. Right? No wonder fucking Chicago's burning, dude.
Yeah. When you got cops like this who don't even know any rules, laws.
They don't even know the rights.
Yeah, they don't. No wonder. And you know what I wanted to tell you is when I read about this, Cook County in Chicago has given out $123 million in settlements just in 2023.
because of this
kind of stuff. So there's a reason, America, we're watching this. I know it's a long video, but we wanted to show you because, believe it or not, I didn't even really know.
We're not perfect, bro.
No,
it's obvious.
But I didn't even know that there was cops like this.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were sheltered here with Metro.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was cops. If you would have told me that there was a lieutenant who didn't know what reasonable suspicion was, probable cause, or anything,
or even
I would have said
Miranda rights,
or Miranda, I would have said, "You're crazy, man. Come on. I mean, really?" But no, they're out there in this country, and you need to be ready for them when they show up like this.
99% of the time that we used to deal with people, it was car stops and person stops,
yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only really two rights that you need to know is the Miranda rights and whether you could and could not search the vehicle. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And those are ingrained from day one.
Correct.
Everything else falls into place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
When you start becoming, a detective, stuff like that, then you have other things that you have to do.
Yeah, you learn as time goes on. You learn the amendments very well. You learn search warrants very well because it can be tricky at times. But for being a street cop, you should know everything. It should be.
The first thing is what? Reasonable suspicion, right?
Yeah. Very simple.
Probable cause.
Yeah, reasonable suspicion turns into probable cause. Sometimes reasonable suspicion turns into nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, and it all boils down to proper questioning.
Yep.
Right.
What to ask and how fast to ask it. Boom, 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 boom.
Did you read Miranda rights on every car stop?
No.
Every person stop?
No.
Because you go along with what's given to you.
Yeah.
If they're talking to you, they're talking to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if there's a crime, read a Miranda rights real quick.
Yep.
Change the subject.
Yep.
Talk about something else.
Yep. I used to.
Tools of the trade.
Yep. Well, what I used to do is I would read a Miranda, right, in the back of the car. Then I would be like, all right, man, chill out, relax. I'll be back in a little bit.
Figure out what we got.
Shut the door. And then I would go do my thing. 10, 15 minutes later, come back. A lot of times the people, I read them Miranda. I only have to say it once. I don't have to remind them. I just have to say it.
As long as they say, do you understand your rights? They say, yep.
Yeah. And if he doesn't say, I want a lawyer, I can come back 15 minutes later, ask him some questions. Hey, man, what's up? What happened tonight? You tell me what happened. And most of the time, they'll just spew it all out. Because a lot of people, when stuff happens and they get caught,
Yep.
A lot of people, some people deny it, but a lot of people, they know they got caught.
Yeah.
And they're not going to try to fight it. They know. They know the gig's up. And they're just like, you know what? You got me. So they'll tell you.
3 hots in a cot.
Yeah, a lot of people. I definitely had people that I arrested, and they're like, "I'm not saying a word. I want a lawyer." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I don't get mad at them unless they're absolutely right.
Yep.
And then I'll talk to them about something else on the way down to jail.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to ask them about the crime. I don't care. Talk about other things.
Wow.
Put on some good music and get them down to jail. All right, what's up with this guy? Is he? We done with this fool?
Do you want me to be done? We can be done. I'm done talking to these about this guy.
Yeah, this guy's an idiot.
All right.
This guy's an idiot.
So obviously you don't want to be walking on the streets of Chicago videotaping.
In Cook County.
Don't be suspicious.
Unless you want to get paid. Now, I think I read that I got two results for this female here. I read one that she got 1.3 million. And then I read one that she got like 200 something thousand. So I don't know.
Probably one from each.
But again, she got paid. She went along with him. She didn't fight. And that to me is a big thing to relay. It's up to you, but when the cops are talking to you, if you know they're violating your rights, you can either fight, like some people do, which I suggest not to do. Go along with the cops, the officers, do whatever they want, because in the end,
you're going to get paid.
You're going to look awesome because you did everything they wanted.
Yep.
With pleasure.
Yep.
And they're going to look like crap. You sue them, you'll get paid. If you fight them while they're violating your rights, now you're just going to get injured. You're going to now get charged. Now, those charges will probably get dropped because the initial contact, everything will be like fruits of the poisonous tree. So they contacted you illegally. So everything they did after that fact is null and void.
Yeah.
So, but that's not going to change the fact that you get into a fight with cops. You could hurt them. They could hurt you.
Yeah.
Kill you.
Yeah.
Because there's always guns, right?
Yeah.
So you get a cop like this, or the female cop, don't think that she wouldn't shoot you if you're unarmed in a heartbeat if you attacked her.
Officer safety.
Officer safety.
Officer safety.
I can shoot him if he's not listening to me.
Yeah.
So that's up for you guys to decide, but I highly suggest always err on the side of, you know what, officer, whatever you want.
More importantly, Bryon, on that is know your rights.
Yeah, but know your rights. And you could also, like this lady actually did in the video. She said, well, you're violating my Fourth Amendment rights right now.
Yep.
And this lieutenant says, why do we get all the crazies?
Yep.
So now he just called her crazy
On video
for asking for her Fourth Amendment rights.
Yep.
That's where we're at in America now.
Yeah.
It seems where cops, oh, you're crazy because you want to have your constitutional rights?
Well, listen, when an officer that doesn't know his job comes across a person who does know his rights, they automatically default to defensive mode. Oh, she's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they do. And because they're human. And you got to remember, as soon as you challenge a cop, I hate to say it, but a lot of cops are very arrogant, a lot of badge heavy. They think they know everything. Yeah. If I didn't know a law and somebody asked me, I'd be like, I don't know it.
I'll find out.
I wouldn't lie. I would always tell them, I'll find out for you. But honestly, I don't know. Because we didn't deal with the same, 20 laws. We don't know all of them. But this is
hard to watch.
Ridiculous. Hard to watch. How many times have we stopped people and they say they knew their rights, but they really didn't?
How many?
How many times?
Pretty much all the time.
A lot of times. Yeah, a lot.
So
when we would stop them, I would say, they would say, I know my rights. And I would say,
do you?
And I would say, do you? I would say, okay, explain them to me. And I'm being polite about it, almost kind of laughing with them. And they would usually get out one. Yeah. And it's usually Miranda, or I don't have
right to remain silent.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, what else? So
that's it. That's why you need to educate yourself a little bit.
Our next video, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. The Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
So know your rights. It'll be an important video to watch.
And there's nothing wrong with you knowing your rights. The more you know, the better you are.
No, we went over some of the rights right here.
Yeah.
But this is going to be like a two-parter. So
that's a hard one.
I think this might be a first.
I'm going to give you
0 donuts.
Yeah, I was going to give you donuts, so for knowing that.
I'll take some donuts. 0?
Yeah.
Have we ever given 0?
No, you know what though? I'm gonna give donuts to the attorney. Attorney.
Okay. I was
because he was grilling him. He was twisting them like pretzels, son.
He was. It was nice. I was gonna say, don't you give one to each just for showing up like we normally do?
Yeah. No.
0 donuts.
Zeros.
You get nothing, sir. And the fact that he's so smug and arrogant,
pompous. I've always wanted to use that word.
Pompous.
You're
a pompous ass, Malazzo, whatever. I hope you got fired, sir, because you don't deserve those bars. You don't deserve that uniform. You don't deserve any of that.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting that you sat there on the screen in that deposition like that with the lawyers and the female, that you violated her rights and acted like that. That you should be ashamed of yourself, sir. Good job, Cook County. You're really training them.
It begs the question is, how many times has he done it with prior people?
He's probably violated thousands of people's rights. Yep. And he doesn't even care.
No.
And if you ask him, defend yourself like a good American should, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Is it against the law to be crazy?
No.
Nope.
If that was the case, you'd be in jail.
I would be in jail.
All right. Thanks for watching, people.
If you have any comments, leave them below. How do you think they did? Honestly. I mean, do you think this should be a sergeant or lieutenant? I mean, you tell us. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, hit the next video here or here. Could be right there. Could be anywhere. You'll find it. You're smart.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. And for those who are still serving, stay safe out there.
Make a difference in someone's life. Stay classy, Las Vegas.
Always.